Alright, so today I'm going to be telling you guys how to get the best price per performance if you're looking for a gaming PC and you're just a beginner. So if you're just starting out, you probably don't have that much money. I'd say you have like 300, maybe like 350, 400 max. And you're pretty much going to want to squeeze like every bit of price per performance out. And the way we're going to do this is there's actually two ways. So first, you're going to want to look for used parts. I would definitely suggest used over new, especially since the new Ryzen processors are pretty hard to get. And some of the older ones are kind of overpriced now. So what I'd look for is either a pre-built or used parts. Pre-builts are pretty much the bread and butter of what you want to get if you're on a budget, because they're pretty cheap, and pretty much what they are is an office PC that somebody bought for their office. We're going to take that PC, which has a pretty good processor and the battery's all right, the power supply is all right and stuff, and we're going to throw a graphics card inside of it, and we're going to save a ton of money by, getting all that in one instead of getting every part separate. And pretty much what you're going to want to look for in a pre-built is either, at this point, I would say you want like a 4th gen processor or newer, and you're going to want to like look at benchmarks and see which ones are better than others. Once you start like actually looking at some of them, you're going to see that some of them are going to kind of repeat, and you can kind of go from there. Some i7s are actually overpriced, so you kind of want to stay away from some of the ones that are, and some of them are kind of priced decently. And I would say overall, the pre-built, you should try to get it under 200 bucks. It's not that hard to get it under 200 bucks. And if you're going for an older one that uses DDR3, I would say if you're on a budget to get that, even though the RAM's kind of slower, it's going to be cheaper in the long run to actually upgrade, because another 8 gigabyte stick can probably be like 16, 15 bucks at this point, because RAM's super cheap. So I'd say DDR3 is a plus if you're on a budget. If you have the money to splurge, then definitely go for DDR4. I would say that the price per performance on that doesn't really, justify the extra cost, but that's all up to you. Talking about the processors and stuff, definitely I'd choose Intel if it's an older one, just because Intel had pretty good processors for a long time. And if you actually get a really good deal on a Ryzen pre-built, you can do that, but I would definitely say that it's pretty hard to find some. So now you have the pre-built, you want to look for a graphics card, and I would say to look for a graphics card that doesn't use a really heavy power supply, or maybe one that doesn't use a power supply at all. Maybe something like, a GTX 1050 that runs off of power off of the motherboard and doesn't use any of the power supply power. I would say that that's definitely good. GTX 1050s, the 2 gigabyte ones right now are like 100 bucks or less. I would say if you find one for 90 or 80 bucks, it's a pretty alright deal, especially with like the inflated prices right now. But if you want to go with something a little bit better, just search up how much wattage it's going to use online, and you should be good from there. And I would say you definitely can't go wrong with any of the new graphics cards. They don't really drain that much battery. Just try to find one that is kind of reasonable. Don't try to look for like a 2060 or something. And what I would do after I get the pre-built and after I get the graphics card, if you have some money left in your budget, I definitely go the extra route and get an SSD, especially if the pre-built comes with a hard drive, because hard drives are old and they're going to be slow when you boot them up. I would say get an SSD, put Windows on it, and use it as a boot drive, so every time you start up, it'll go to it. And if you actually get one that's a little bit bigger, you can actually store some of your games on there, and they're going to boot a lot faster than off of the hard drive, and you're definitely going to be happy you did that. And yeah, so that's pretty much how I find deals. You're obviously going to want to, whatever you look for, you want to look for United States. I would say shipping, unless you feel safe meeting up with somebody on like OfferUp or Craigslist, then go that route. But usually I try to find stuff online, just ship to my house, especially now with, Corona and stuff. It's definitely a lot easier to do that. If you guys have any questions about how to find PC deals or anything, definitely ask them down below. This week I am doing a lot of PC builds on the channel, and I want to actually show you guys how to find them and stuff. And yeah, tell me what you guys actually thought about the video and stuff, and if it was helpful for you, or if you have any other questions for me. I can definitely answer a lot of them. Some of them I might not have the answer to, but I'll probably find it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. All right, so the last thing that I need you guys to do, if you can, to support the channel, I don't have a Fortnite creator code. If you guys don't know, Epic actually hasn't given me a code in like 2.5 years because of the content I used to make or something. So instead I have referral links, and you guys can go down below, hit the referral link from Mercari, you get a $10 coupon, and plus you're helping out the channel. Use that $10 coupon to go buy yourself some Pokemon cards, because Pokemon for some reason is blowing up right now, or I don't know, maybe something else. And I'll see you guys on the next video.